What's up, everybody? This is Edward back with another video. In today's video, I'm just going to be talking about giving some updates. I don't know if y'all have been looking at some articles and shit, but I've been reading a lot of articles to help people out to get an understanding of how this Trump shit is going to work, how these dollars going to work, how the stimulus package is going to work. Remember what Moses said in the chat and all of that, but I'm not going to do that right now. So, what I'm going to go through first is I'm gonna go through how the quote unquote Trump bucks is supposed to go through, give y'all some ideas on that. Not what to do with it, but how it's supposed to work. I'm also going to provide a lot of the articles that I went through because I went through like 8, 9 articles, and I'm talking about like stuff that was like recent shit after the passing, at least after the House passed it. That way, I can make sure I had the updated information that was pulling from what the bill was and and yeah, so see what correlates and what doesn't. Because I have people that had questions. I have family members that were calling me. I don't know why the fuck they were calling me, but they didn't know, so they were in different tax situations. So I looked it up for them. Yeah, what's up, Archer? So that's an interesting question. So I'll go through that, Archer. So here's some of the. So give me a second, and I will put the links in the description, or at least do a pin. Yeah, in the description. So give me like a few hours to do that. But understand everything that I'm saying is coming up. If you go to www.bing.com and type in like Trump stimulus package, do I qualify or something like that, it'll pull the articles, a lot of articles that I'm talking about, the articles that I went through. I went through the news link section in order to make sure I got that. So that's where I got this stuff from. Obviously anything I'm saying, take it with a grain of salt. I am not an IRS person. I am not a accountant. I am not a tax representative at all. I'm not certified in none of that shit. This is just information that I'm giving. So anything that I'm saying, you take it with a grain of salt. It may not fit your situation. It just points you at a place where you can aim at. So that's the little, fucking disclaimer. So nobody can try to come at me talk about I try to give advice or something like that. Just a nigga putting up a YouTube channel. So with that being said, here's the facts. Number one, the bill has been signed. The Senate passed it, the House debated it and passed it. Trump signed it. So it is in law. This is the third stimulus package, the largest stimulus package. They want to throw numbers like 2 trillion and whatever. I'm not here to talk to you about what's actually in the bill. There are articles with that breaks that down. This is just what it is. So now, number one, they are actually pulling from when you how do they determine how so let me say this. The way that the bill works, and I'm talking about the check. I'm not talking about unemployment benefits. I will only be talking about the check. Although a lot of the articles that I talk about do talk about the unemployment benefits. So if you got questions about unemployment benefits, I may do a video about that, but whatever. Anyway, as far as the check, if you make less than $75,000 a year, it doesn't matter what part of the United States you live. It doesn't matter cost of living. $75,000 a year. If you make that less than that, you will get $1,200. Each adult that is employed or is getting income. I'm not sure if you can be unemployed, get unemployment benefits, and still get a Trump check because they're getting amplified benefits. But if you make less than $75,000 a year, you will get $1,200. Once it goes past 75,000, then after that it drops for like $5 for every $100 that you make over that until it gets to the point where I think when you approach 99,000 as an individual, it will be zero. Also, if you are a couple, like you're married and you all are filing dually, because this is based on how you filed your taxes, it will be 150,000, and then that kind of works the same way but double if you're filing jointly. You also, for every child that you have, you will get $500. That 500, who gets that $500 if you're dealing with a single mother situation, will depend on who is the dependent. who where the dependent is filed under. So if your baby mama is filing the kids and claiming them as a dependent, they're going to be the ones to get the money. That's just what it is. Um, so that's kind of how the numbers work. It'll go a little bit in. So the main question that people are asking me is, does it go down? Like if you make like let's say you make $40,000 a year, do you get less money than somebody that makes like $60,000 a year? The answer is no. The numbers don't start dropping until you get to after 75,000 as an individual, and after I think like 150,000 as a married couple that files jointly. Also, it is a possibility that if you have family members that are on Social Security, they will still get a check, because even though that's non taxable income, it still counts as income, and the income does not have to be taxable. Now, how where are they actually pulling what you made from? They're pulling what you made from the taxes that you recently filed either in 2019, and I understand that they pushed the file date to July, but they're pulling it either from 2019 to 2018. So if it's more favorable, that's where they're pulling it from. If you didn't file in 2019 yet, then it's pulling. And when I say file, it doesn't necessarily mean you paid your what you owe. It just means you filed it electronically and they accepted it, or you mailed it in and they accepted it. Then they're going to go to 2018. If you didn't file in 2019 and 2018, you might be in trouble. The easiest thing to do, in my opinion, is to go file in 2019, because in 2018, and just get it filed and get the federal government to accept it. Even if you don't do the state, do the Fed. And the reason why I say that is because if you file in 2018, depending on what you're using, I think this is true for TurboTax and Tax Act, they are no longer accepting an electronic file for last year or the year before last. So what you're going to have to do is you would have to mail it in, and that takes a hell of a lot more time than just filing it. Filing it, you can get that accepted in like a 36-hour period from filing it. Um, yeah. Um, and also whoever was a dependent, that's going to depend on that year. 2019 is what they're looking for first, and only if you haven't filed yet are they looking at 2018. That's how that works. Now, if you're somebody that like you're on like benefits and you're not necessarily employed, you can still get a check. You'll still get something because it's taxable income. And even if you don't file taxes because your taxable income is less than what it makes sense to file, they will still calculate a check for you. Now the third question is, how fast can you get this? The truth is nobody really knows. It could take 3 months, it could take 3 weeks. What I'm seeing consistently is that if you have direct deposit already on file with the IRS, because either you're receiving benefits or because you've gotten a, let's say you've already gotten a refund and you're good, or if you file and then they have that on file, then those are going to be people that's probably going to receive it the quickest. The people that'll get it the quickest are probably the people that's already received a refund um, with a direct deposit. Now, if it gets mailed to you, that's going to take a lot longer. They were also talking about, so you got the Treasury Secretary talking about they want to do it as soon as possible. You got Trump saying he wants to start sending them out April 6th. That's not going to happen. And then you got people that used to work for the IRS that were referencing what happened in the damn bailout, and when people got some checks based on a bailout, based on some unique stuff, because I don't remember that, but this is what they say. They say it took like 3 months to get it out. So you all could be looking at between late April to like late May to early June. It just depends on the situation. If you file your taxes now, you know, and get them accepted, it may take a little longer, but it is what it is. Also, what if you don't get it? What if you never get it? Because some people are saying, like, are they going to make you pay for this? Is this going to count as taxable income? The answer is no. This is operating like a tax credit. So if you all don't get this money for whatever reason, you actually, or let's say you're unemployed, you actually can get this credit when you file taxes for next year. So this can actually be a credit that you get next year. That's what they said. Um, And that's really it. That's really it as far as it. Those are the main questions I know I had. So absolutely. Let's see what y'all talking about. What's up, Young Jay? What's up, Sister George? Dalawasha, Archer, Dalawasha. I saw Dr. Tiesan Johnson making some kind of comment talking about misandering. But I haven't seen nothing specifically on that. But I haven't researched that as far as child support. So if y'all got child support issues, y'all might want to talk about that. Um, but I haven't heard that because that's not what the bill is designed to do. But I haven't heard anything with that. So I could be speculating on that. But the bill is designed to go to the economy. The bill ain't designed to pay some child support. Yeah, they are giving you 90 extra days, but that's going to affect how fast you get the check if you haven't filed. So really, you want to if you want to get that money, you want to file as soon as you can. But I understand people got different tax situations. I know Archer, you got property and shit. Um, so that is what that is. Yeah, so well, everybody's in a different financial situation. That money, and people, and you know how niggas are. People gonna use that money for different shit. Like they were talking about in a couple of articles that it might be a consumer boom because people are gonna be, you know how it is. People gonna be using that money like some bullshit, and it just depends. If you still employed for various reasons, and you'll probably most likely foreseeably be employed, then you good. Because here's the thing: if you get a check and then you get laid off, just to go a little bit in the unemployment benefits, they said that they're going to give you $600 extra a week for the first like 3 months, I believe, and then they're going to give you 13 extra weeks. So so people will have time, but it just depends. Some people will do that. And I think if they do that, they're idiots. But it is what it is. But I'm not even getting into all that because really I don't care. People can do what they want to do because I'm helping people that's in my family based on what we're gonna do and with the shit that we're trying to do. And I'm not worried about nobody else. I'm not worried about what other people do. That's why when people always come with the sob stories, shit like that always have in the back of my mind. Yeah, I do think they're hoping it's a consumer boom. So, that's that. Well, they're already bailing them out. They're putting like $500 here, 250 there. A lot of that stuff is distress relief, industry relief. Most of the bill is bailing companies out. Now they did put some rules on it, but you know how Republicans are. They put some stuff like you can't buy back your stock and stuff like that. But you know how it is. And you got to remember, a lot of companies were buying other companies beforehand. Well, dollar wash, dollar. That's come on, man. Like you don't need it. Like what are you talking about? Like so let me frame it this way. If you were filing taxes and they offered you a tax credit, would you really say I don't need the tax credit? I'm working? No, you wouldn't do that. This under this bill, if you don't get the check, it's a tax credit. So you're going to get it as a tax credit because it's not taxable. So you're getting it whether you like it or not. So you don't get a cookie. Oh, I don't need it. I'm working. You don't get a cookie. And here's the reason why, I'm kind of jumping on that. Because you got these companies, you got motherfuckers that make millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars, white folks, that they gonna take free money if free money is offered. Remember when they call it corporate welfare? In fact, Glenn and Cameron's doing a thing about if you own a business, how you can get a free $10,000 if you hurry up. White people, I understand that. Well, actually, the reason why you don't qualify for anything dollar wash is because technically you're supposed to get deductions. So I file massive amounts of deductions. But the thing about it is you don't want to file too many deductions because your net operating income is what's predicated on your ability to get loans and stuff. So that's why you don't really qualify for anything because you can get deductions, and a lot of people that have to qualify for stuff, they don't have access. If you work like if you file a W-2, you don't get access to many deductions hardly at all. But these white folks, they take free money. You should still get it, TD. Because, like I said, it's like a credit, but they're giving it in a check. But if you all have any questions, definitely like Bing that shit or Google that shit, and with the news articles because they're gonna start going through details because they know people are gonna look at that content, so they have an incentive of making the content. But yeah, man, these white folks, like that's the thing, man. You know, black conservative and white conservatism is not the same thing. These white folks will take that money and they will take, man, hell, a lot of wealth that a lot of these white folks got now is based on them getting free shit. Hell, look at like a lot of your immigrants. Like don't fall into that belief. "Nigga, I'm not a socialist. I'm better because don't do that because other people are playing a game that you think you getting a reward for not playing, and that's just not how it works. That's just not how the game goes. And folks are looking at other black folks like a sucker. You see. But yeah, man. Mm. So yeah, that's pretty much the update there. I wanted to give that kind of 15, 16 minute. I mean, yeah, you know, it is what it is. The rules are the rules, and it is what it is. I mean, um, you know, maybe if she with your sister, then maybe she'll act like she got some sense because you probably have a better relationship with your sister and you have a better relationship with your baby mama. I know. Have y'all heard since y'all want to talk about the baby mama shit? Have y'all seen the video Steven Jackson did talking about how bitter baby mamas ruin black men? Y'all need to make sure y'all subscribe to his podcast and shit and make sure you support him. Like that's the problem with black men. Like, you know, black men wonder why other black men that are famous don't say no real shit. They don't say no real shit because they ain't nothing but pain in that shit. There is no incentive for them to say some real shit because they not gonna get the backing and the support. So y'all got to make sure if y'all hear something because Steven Jackson is a real one, and obviously you know the folks that like sports and shit like that. So I'm definitely gonna start subscribing to his podcast. See if that shit is on iTunes. But another dude y'all need to follow is Dennis Sterling from Raw Ready. The channel he's got like 1,000 subscribers, but he be saying some real shit too. Yeah, Jada Black did do a live stream. You know, Jada Black is always on the beat, man. Checking these chicks, you know, talking that red pill shit. Always very good shit. I like his stuff because his stuff is like what 13, always 13, 14 minutes, and he's kind of a slower talker, so I can just speed his shit up to like 1.75, and I'm listening. His videos be like 7 minutes for me. Yeah, man, they do. They have good podcasts and those. And honestly, I'm gonna start like maybe making videos off some of the stuff that they say because that's kind of free promotion. It gives me his excuse to do content and give me an excuse to do free promotion. And you know, like Steven Jackson, he owned his shit. He didn't sit there just talk shit. He owned his shit. Same thing with Matt Barnes. They own their shit. They did what they did, and it is what it is. But at the same time, you know, they're talking to the younger brothers. And Steven Jackson, he said he had like 4 or 5. He's had 5 baby mamas. And you gotta remember, Steven Jackson wasn't even like, I mean, you know, the biggest thing, everybody liked Steven Jackson, but for the most part, his biggest thing was that team where Baron Davis was on it and they beat the Dallas Mavericks. They knocked them out when they were eighth and they were in the mat. when they were eighth and the Mavericks were one. No, he was a good player, but he wasn't like a uber famous player. Steven Jackson was on the same level as like Patterson, Patrick Patterson, maybe a little bit more known depending on how deep you were in basketball. But he was a definitely a good player, but he wasn't like the faces of the league. So you had to really be a basketball fan. He was good in San Antonio. Um, but yeah, so and that's another thing too. Everybody talks shit about Kobe Bryant and his wealth. See, that's what they want. See, the reason why I want to bring that up is because that's what they won't say. They'll talk about Kobe Bryant and the fact that Kobe Bryant didn't get with a black woman and bow down to these black queens and give his mother all the money, like all that stupid shit. But what they won't talk about is all these NBA players and all these football players just got multiple baby moms with black women, because more of them are with black women than not with black women, and we're not even talking about 1-to-1 ratio. Some of these dudes got like Steven Jackson. Remember, Steven Jackson said he had like 4 or 5 baby moms, millions of dollars. He said like 2 of them were good, the rest of them were a problem. So you got to ask yourself, these dudes are getting broke, giving money to their family, whether it's their baby mamas or family members. So when it comes to the wealth ain't going nowhere. You see what I'm saying? But you'll never hear motherfuckers talk about that, and that shit is a hell of a lot more prevalent than like non-black women fleecing these niggas of all they money. That shit is a hell of a lot more common. Well, Kobe didn't marry Brandy because Brandy dumped him. So again, they're rewriting history. Brandy went out of her way recently and said that. So I mean, either you're gonna call Brandy a fucking liar, or you know. So, but I ain't even. Tom Brady got a BM. But the point is, but the point is, people never talk about that. And since Steven Jackson brought that up, we're gonna bring it up. We're not talking about rappers. I mean, you ain't even gonna count the rappers. You're not even gonna count the all the athletes. You're not even gonna count the businessmen. I mean, think about Robert Smith. These dudes, they have to get remarried. And let's be clear here, white people get remarried all the time as well. This is not something that's unique to black women. But the point is, this narrative, and white women have their narratives too, but this narrative that black women have, that black men just leave them out in the curb, it's a fucking lie. It's not true. When you actually look at the facts, it's not true. It's not fucking true. And they want to point to the fact that nobody talks about it as like Steven, like there is no financial incentive, and there's a lot of financial penalties to do what Steven Jackson did. That's why you can't do that while you're in the league. Because it's gonna fuck, you can get blackballed because that's not the image that people want to represent, because they'll see that as anti-woman. So again, when you look at why you have 53% of black men that don't have kids, and that and because you gotta remember, you got dudes that be having kids, stepdaddy playing that game, and a lot of dudes are opting out of that, and a lot of the dudes with the money is opting out of that. That's where the problem is. The problem is you got folks having kids with broke ass niggas, and then they want to level up. You don't get to level up. There is no leveling up. There is no leveling up. There is no single motherhood level up. That's not how that works. You don't get, and it's one thing you made a mistake when you were younger. Some dudes may deal with that, and I've seen some women, deal with that. But there is no, I'm gonna level up. I'm gonna retire to a better nigga, but as if they were settling for the dudes that they were with. That's something that's not told the truth. Another thing I want to put out there too, man, is wasting time with people that are not worth it. When I was sitting there and you had Top Dog on there, young dude, and you were looking at the aspirations he had. I remember I was 18, I had all this shit I wanted to fucking do. Some of it I got done, some of it I didn't. And I take accountability for all that. And you really look at, why are we on here? Why am I doing this? Why am I not asking for donations, but I'm doing this? Going back and forth with dumb motherfuckers is not why I'm on here. I'm not on here to prove that I'm intelligent. I already know I am. I'm not on here to prove that the shit that I'm talking about makes sense. I already know it does. I'm not here to battle rap with nobody, to beef with nobody. I'm not here to do none of that stupid shit. You think that people don't like me now or don't like some folks now? Wait till motherfuckers start really showing what they about, and then they start getting phased the fuck out because it's so obvious that listening to these other people are a waste of time. That's when you're gonna really see the crab in the barrel shit come out. That's when you're gonna really see the hate come out. Because black people operate in the most hate when they realize they really can't control shit. And situations like this coronavirus shit, because some dudes, everybody ain't in a fucked up situation. Like, I'm in a situation like nigga, look, everybody ain't in a fucked up situation. That fucking computer I got so I can do my managerial shit from here. So I don't need to go nowhere to get my paper. Shout out to Microsoft Teams. So I can do everything I can do from the fucking house. So it doesn't matter how bad this shit get. And by the way, the shit that I deal with is recession proof. So some dudes are good. So some dudes gonna be pocketing that money. Some dudes making shit happen. Um, yeah, people don't realize that. Shout out to VPNs. Like, through the nature of the work that I do, working from home is something that can be done. So doing it over extended period of time can be done. And if you look at like what the fuck I have, dude, I got the setup. I don't need to go nowhere. I don't need to do shit. All I gotta do is make sure I keep exercising and I eat right and shit like that. It is because it's gonna force innovation. And if you can do it, you should do it. Because it was. And now that the internet has kind of gotten to the point where you could do that, and people are kind of gotten to the point where you could do that, yeah. But the point is, everybody ain't in a bind. Like, I'm chilling. So this is just a freeze for me and give me opportunity to catch shit, get shit up, and accelerate shit. And you better believe that I'm gonna take advantage of that shit. I've got a whole map of shit I need to do, and I've got software that I can massively call people. See, here's the funny thing about that coronavirus. I know niggas are home now. Where you going? Where you at? You ain't doing shit. So now when I start making my calls and doing all my shit, I know motherfuckers on my other shit. I know motherfuckers in the house. So now, and whether even if it's the weekend, I know you in the house. I know you ain't doing nothing. You ain't busting your ass. Shit is frozen. So now, and here's another thing. Now that I know them Trump bucks is coming and shit's coming, this gonna be an opportunity for folks to flip money. And I'm about to start putting some shit together. So y'all trust me. I'm about to use this to massively accelerate some stuff that I'm doing. Like, some of them will talk about Bitcoin and shit like that, but I'm not doing that with that. I'm doing that with actually making sales and getting people on. So wasting this time on folks saying stupid shit. I mean, I'm gonna keep it all the way real, man. At first, the shit was really getting on my fucking nerves when people saying all this rape shit and this petty shit. But I'm gonna keep it all the way real. I don't care anymore. I really don't give a fuck anymore. I'm about to start just ignoring that shit. And real talk, I'm just behind the scenes. I'm gonna start really telling a lot of folks, don't even engage with that shit. If you got folks that's the shit they want to talk about, we need to stop having those. I'm not debating that shit no more. I'm not debating that shit no more. Cause I'm gonna tell you something. If they fuck with the wrong people, doing that shit, that'll be an issue. But that ain't on me to trip that wire. At this point, I'm not debating dumb shit. It really is. And the best thing, it's not just about ignoring people, it's about growing. It's about growing. It's about getting stronger. It's about um that shit look nasty as fuck. It's about It's about really doing the work to grow, develop, to get some really good shit going. Um, get some good shit going. There's a lot of work to be done as far as expanding into other social media networks, really reaching out to people that really want to hear this shit. And it's not about hearing quote unquote red pill, it's about getting a better quality of life. That's really what it's about. And when you show you can actually, that's the one thing that you don't really see in the manosphere as much as you should, is producing results. And if you can demonstrate that you can produce results, it ain't really nothing else nobody can say, because it's just gonna make them sound like a fucking hater. That's really what it is. That's really where it starts and where it ends. And I've gotten to the point where I know what the smoke is clear. I'm not gonna say I know everything, but the smoke is cleared. The information is there. The archives are there. Now it's just time to start categorizing information, getting the information, like aggregating it, putting it into spaces that it can't just be deleted and shit, and just getting people game the fuck up. Get them gamed up, get them pointed on the way, get them a path to set. Because it's not about, oh, well, what about what these women ain't doing? It don't matter, because what they're not doing only is relevant if you decide to play that game. Remember what I've always said. What matters is what a man can do and what a man can't do and what a man will do and what a man won't do. Most of the dudes that I hear that do the most complaining, a lot of these dudes are pretty much dudes that, even with the white boys, this is true for them too. These are dudes that they have limited their options on purpose, and that's a choice. That's what they've done. Most of your white incels, if these dudes were willing to date like sisters, you wouldn't have no white incels. If these dudes were willing to get their economic, like really work on their social skills and shit, they wouldn't have those problems. They could just go to other zones where they would thrive. Same thing with black men. If a lot of black men were willing to expand their options and understand what you want your lineage to be is not the same thing as you having casual sex, they wouldn't have these problems. A lot of these problems are predicated on them wanting to date an exclusive type of woman, exclusive type of women. I just date black. I was just doing. I was about to make this a thumbnail. Do a whole bunch of things about black women only. You're choosing to give them power when you do that. And this is not about me telling you what to date or what not to date. But if black women are not feeling you, they're not feeling you, and they have every right to not feel you for whatever fucking reason they don't want to. But what are you gonna do? Are you gonna sit there and talk about, now? A lot of dudes that are talking about the red pill shit, they're dealing with fucked up situations, fucking baby mamaism and shit like that. And at the end of the day, you got to work with the hit that you got. And the best thing I can tell y'all is y'all need to get your legal game up. Like Dennis Sterling said this on Raw Ready. He said y'all need to, if y'all are unemployed, you need to go to the court and get your child support modified. And he's an attorney. Xanatos Clutch said, "What happened to the good old days of calling your online enemies sellouts, gay, or tricks?" I mean, yeah. At the end of the day, man, all that shit is clout. Is what niggas do when niggas don't have power. Is clout chasing. Is battle rapping. None of the shit matters. Because at the end of the day, if I'm living a better quality of life than you and I can demonstrate that, nothing you say is relevant. It really isn't. Oh, I can get more bitches. Okay, until you lace with kids. That don't mean shit. Even when people call it, like if somebody want to call somebody a trick, at the end of the day, your ability to get a bitch to fuck you can be duplicated with economics. Like your ability, here's the thing. Think about this shit that we're going through right now. Your ability to get a bitch to fuck is not really relevant because now these chicks can't afford to just be fucking casual dick that can't do shit for them. Now there's a real penalty for that. And now, even after this shit, people are going to remember this shit. They're going to be like, yo, this shit could happen again. And the people that don't care, well, those are going to be people that don't care. And also, trust and believe. Do you really believe that Donald Trump is not going to try to recoup some of this money a year from now if he gets reelected? Do you really believe that Donald Trump is not going to try to cut as much shit as he can once this shit gets fixed? And that shit is not going to affect black men because black men already don't get shit. He already tried to fuck with people's cuts this year alone. This shit just happened. A lot of folks didn't get the earned income credits they were expecting and didn't get the taxes they were expecting. So you already see it. Well, Vern, I've always focused on being productive. My job with this channel was to pretty much talk about something that nobody was fucking talking about, which is the gynocracy. Now, you may see me reorganize my channel soon, but even if I do that, because at this point, a lot of that gynocracy talk really is for certain people. That shit is not for everybody because everybody can't handle that talk. Everybody can't handle that talk. And I'm not here to convince people. I'm here to show people that want to be shown, but I'm not here to convince people some shit they don't want to believe. And that includes other dudes. If y'all want to be in the matrix, y'all could be in the matrix. I'm gonna operate outside of it. And trust me, the outside the matrix does not look like what it looks like in the Matrix movie. You know, they you got to remember, Archer, their idea of being survivalists, a lot of them is getting on OnlyFans. And unfortunately, there's enough dudes that can support a lot of them doing that. So, I mean, that's their idea. That's why you see OnlyFans blowing the fuck up. They just gonna hoe. That's all they gotta do. Cause that's all they gotta do. That shit's easy. They gonna hoe. By the way, you can't hoe without a trick. So again, all these niggas, look, there's always gonna be something. There's always gonna be something for, I guess, for the dudes that know how to slang it. There's always gonna be a space for them, obviously. And I believe that as a black man, one of the things you really need to be doing is getting your sexual game on point. That is something you need to work on because that's up to you. That's something you should be working on, and you shouldn't be you should be unapologetic about doing it. Um, because I mean that's just some shit that's on you, and that's something for all women. But um, but that shit about women ain't gonna be able to just keep playing that game because now what you're starting to see. Here's the thing: it's not about the need. When the dudes recognize there's a need, the dudes are not gonna be giving that shit up. Now that you got motherfuckers in your inbox, and I got people in my inbox too. You can't be trying to help all these bitches, so they gonna have to earn it. And see, what a lot of these dudes don't realize is that mindset is gonna switch on them, and then they gonna get mad. So all these niggas is living up on the bitches and making their life hard. That shit is gonna give them less and less diminishing returns. Yeah, Vern. And here's the thing, Vern. It doesn't matter about what you think about it or how you feel about it. I'm not saying you feel any kind of way about it, but it doesn't matter. Dudes are gonna do that shit. Because you got to think about it. If motherfuckers are giving motherfuckers in the manosphere money off the strength of the shit we say, you really think if these dudes ain't getting sexually aroused, they not gonna put $2 here, $5 here for a string? You really think they not gonna do that? So it's not so much about, a lot of dudes get caught up on the I can't believe this is happening shit. And I'm like, dude, it's been happening. It's called a strip club, but virtually. I don't understand how you don't understand that concept. I don't understand how you can understand. I'm talking about dudes in general. They can perfectly understand the concept of a motherfucker going to a strip club, buying overpriced food, and if they got food, and spending as much money as they do Atlanta, Houston, New York. But they can't understand the concept of a cam girl. But they can't understand the concept of something like only. They can't understand that. As much niggas being somebody DMs and liking and all this development of social media on Instagram, but they can't understand that concept. I don't get where is the disconnect? Where, especially in America, where you can't do shit with the bitch in a strip club here. It's different if you go overseas. You go overseas, you can take the bitch if you want to, if she chooses to. You can, and if you don't do that, you can do a lot more in a strip club overseas than you can here. because it's on some Puritan shit for a lot less money, by the way. And so the same niggas that will tell you, "Oh, nigga, you a trick." If you go to a strip club, you're a trick too. You're just doing it for you're just throwing money away for nothing. You might be setting it on fire. Yeah, Jim Rat, and why not? Jim Rat, let's keep this all the way 100. Like let's keep this 100. Why would you, if you're a stripper, ones that can do well doing that. And I know a couple of chicks that I knew them from my earlier call center days, and that's really what they do. Why would you do that? Why would you have people oogling and gawking at you and like feeling bad in like real life when you just deal with a webcam and you can control them motherfuckers? Why would you do that? When you got Twitter, you got Instagram stuff to spread your shit out. Why would you go to the strip club? You may start there, but you can it's literally hoeing from home. Motherfuckers that get the damn dildo. Like why would you do that? That shit becomes an investment. Why wouldn't you do it? You're doing it in the privacy of your own home too. Psychologically, that's better on you it just makes it make like from a business standpoint, if you're gonna do that, it makes absolute sense. And then you're pocketing all the fucking money. Cause they don't keep all those tips. You're in control of what you do. It makes absolute sense. Now, if you got a professional job, that's different. But if you somebody coming from an 85, that's a good looking 85, why wouldn't you do that? Life would just be so much easier. And here's the thing, even if you either two things gonna happen. Either you gonna blow the fuck up, or you'll never get so big. You'll get money, but never get so big to where you can't scrub most of that shit anyway. Not to mention that let's keep it real. You act like dudes, if a dude wants to fuck or a dude wants to be in a relationship with a chick, that's gonna stop him. Especially if that's what he doing. More dudes, honestly, more dudes are gonna be cool with that than they would be cool with hell. Even a chick on Instagram ain't getting no money out of it. Or they'll be cooler with that than they'll be cool with a strip club. I mean, remember T-Pain, I'm in love with a stripper and all that shit. Dudes don't give a fuck. Even baller ass dudes don't give a fuck. They don't care. Cause they get in love with the fantasy. And here's the thing, you can be kind of basic. You don't even gotta be like this uber ass uber tick bitch. You really don't. But here's the thing, the way the situation is now, it a lot of these chicks can be out in public depending on what type of situation they dealing with. The competition is becoming fierce Archer, but a lot of these chicks are becoming creative. And see, the more you see some of these females international start to get online, it's gonna be even more fierce. I wouldn't either, Jim Rat. I wouldn't get into a serious relationship either. But there's a lot of dudes that would, and I'm not even saying they should. They're dumb as fuck, but it is what it is. It's about understanding what the environment is, and that shit is. Jim Rat said, "My ex sent me a leak to her account, patient purpose job." Yeah, I'm a 9 to 5. I'm a square, and what they try to do is they try to shame you for being a square. Somebody calls you a square. I'm like, are you serious? You act like these are the same niggas that would try to act like they pro black, but they want to talk about square and street. That's why Tariq got to stop that bullshit because a lot of them got it from him. Some of them do. But I guess you realize quick that that shit ain't gonna get you nowhere. Yeah, man, Cole, and I would understand why. But what you gonna see is more and more of these chicks are gonna do it. I mean, even take Aisha Curry for example. Aisha Curry went from being a pick me to longing for the attention. Because a lot of these chicks do it for money, but a lot of black females do it for attention. They're attention starved. And they want the fantasy of not really seeing dudes. They want the fantasy of dudes that they would want to fuck to really be giving them attention. Again, it's really it is what it is, but that's the game. That's the game. Well, most black people are hybrids. Most black people are not one thing, but it is what it is. But that's the game, and it is what it is, man. I really don't give a shit. That's why when motherfuckers talk about tricking and shit, I'm like, all these bitches are for sale. You just don't know it yet. To me, your ability to get a bitch to fuck for free is no different than like a nigga that can fix cars, and he's getting better deals on fixing cars because he knows how to fix them. That's it. It doesn't make like, dude, yeah, man, you more of a man because these bitches love you. No, they don't. Like these bitches love you. No, it doesn't make you more of a man because the truth be told, these bitches, you act like they love you without an agenda. Like I said, look at all these dudes they're sing that got kids, and look how these bitches switch up on them. Look at these baby mamas. Like motherfuckers act like you have a kid with a bitch that's like y'all you married and she's submissive to you. Black women are like they are submissive to their feelings, and if you kind of fit in the stream of like their feelings, that's what they're submitting to. They're not submitting to you. You see enough basketball players just getting fucked over to know that. Yeah, so dudes, and then see that's another thing too. Dudes that really think that they in the winner's circle because bitches are fucking, that's a blind spot too. And that's why a lot of times them niggas don't see shit coming because they really believe they in the safe zone. Yeah, we are living in the diesel era. So even look, Glendon Cameron is a 50-year-old dude. You go to Glendon Cameron's page. That is a 50-year-old dude that clearly works out, that clearly kept his shit on point. That you can believe that he's fucking like 26, 25-year-old bitches at 50 years old, millionaire, self-made. You could believe because he said he don't even fuck with black women like that. And he even said he creating a course about getting this money, and he ain't even trying to trick on. He ain't even trying to get like he's talking about. He even created a course about giving being a sugar daddy to these white chicks, these young white chicks, because he said they need help, and he said the price is too good. These are whites, young white. These are college white chicks. The price is too good. That's what he said. And Glennon Cameron has been anti tricking. But even he said that because he said it is too good to the price is just too. It's like gas. It's too fucking low, nigga. Gas was $1.59. I filled up for $1.59, nigga. That shit ain't never been that low since I've ever drove. It gets to a point where the shit is too good to be wasting fucking time. And you think when these job shit get fucked up, you think these fucking, you know what these fucking companies, let me tell you something. You know what these motherfuckers about to do with your money? You know what these companies about to do with your motherfucking money? When this stimulus package, they about to take that bitch and they about to automate. You really think McDonald's ain't about to convert as many of they shit as green? These motherfuckers, you gonna come out of this bitch automated like a motherfucker. And that these a lot of these hoes and these service industry jobs, they about to be fucked. Think about it. Think of how many white people are losing like massive amount of money. They house shit is about the motherfuckers. It's a reset. And if you are not like too invested in the game and you're malleable because you got cash, oh, it's about to be a great time to buy. So remember, motherfuckers are gonna be hoeing and they gonna be hoeing for cheap. If you a dude that you got your resources on point, it's about to be easy. All that bullshit. All right, hold on one second. But yeah, oh, what y'all saying? Oh my God, Archer, you're right. Like even Top Dog was saying that shit, and I'm like, y'all. With Top Dog's been to Canada, but he just got to go somewhere else. Top Dog got to go to Asia. You got to put Top Dog in Latin America. Top Dog go to Brazil. He'll realize, look, I know what I'm about to do when I'm done playing, but right now I'm getting my shit up. That's what Top Dog need to do. As far as the thought apocalypse, it is Gym Rat, and and that's why I'm saying sales. And I got some shit coming. I got some shit coming that folks can invest in for like a little bit, put a little bit of work in, and get an outcome. So kill dude. So I gotta look that up because I don't know that with the child support. Well, dude, because dudes like man, the thing about it is, man, all these chicks like when it look, they can't play that friend zone shit and get paper, and they gonna be desperate. And I don't even give a fuck. I mean, me, I'm not like people be talking. Oh, you be pay. I don't pay for no bitch here, like at all. Like I say it because it's always an option. Cause I'm all about options, and a lot of dudes think they above that shit, and that's on them. Vern, you right. They been hoeing. They've been hoeing for like since Trump era started. A lot of these chicks are part time on. That's why these motherfuckers talk about when you go overseas. Oh well, they not doing that here. That's a goddamn lie. That's a goddamn lie. And I don't even know why people be doing that shit. Yeah, Jim Rat, and you take advantage of it. You take advantage of it, and you make them work because at the end of the day, they need it. They not about to let a good pole go. They gonna want to get something from that tree. They not stupid. They not stupid. And if you're like, dude, if you're positioned right, now I'm gonna tell you what y'all need to watch out for. Don't let these bitches get y'all pumped with a baby, cause that's gonna be a lot of their first hit. They gonna try to do that. No, don't let that happen. And a lot of dudes are goofy. But anyway, I'm gonna end this. Um, we'll probably do a stream or something. I see what people are doing. But with that said, this is Edward signing off. Peace.